Alright, solar fire. So, this came... So actually, this is sort of a partner project with Mark's Basement Arcade. And so, he hasn't done Playfield work before. And, so basically, he's got the cabinet, and like while he was cleaning parts and stuff, like he gave this back so I could go through and do any touch-ups and things I want to do. Kind of get this thing ready to stick back into the machine. So, as you can see, it's still dirty. So I have to go through and clean it up. So that will be this portion of the stream. Is just, so I need to take the stuff off, just start taking out old bulbs, tossing those. Let me turn off this furnace here. That is going to be noisy. Lindsay can freeze upstairs. Yeah, it's not going to be that long. But anyway, taking all this crap off of here, clean it up, get it ready, and take it back to him. So I haven't decided on, well, I think what I want to do is a modified version of restoration on this. So you can go, you don't have to go super crazy and, you know, take every single thing off of it and, you know, clear it and everything. I can make the thing look pretty dang decent just by doing some touch-ups and like sealing where I did the touch-ups. I've done that several times on games where, you know, for example, you got a kick-out hole, like here, for example, you got like a little spot where there's some paint missing and, you know, some insert wear. That's pretty common. There's like a spot up top here where every time it kicks out here, there's like a ball trail and it hits this spot and it bounces over. So it's really not terrible, and you'll see once I clean this up. So first step, so I got all these wire guides. So I want to take pictures of all of those so Mark knows where they go, and I'll just put those in a bag. And then like I need to get so get all these switches, these stand-up switches. I need to get those off of there, so because when I go to buff and polish the playfield, I'm just going to catch these switches and mangle them up. So I need to take pictures of that quick. So I've got one here, 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 and here. And I got all these here. And I have a couple on the sides. And then the shooter lane. So this shooter lane even, I had this exact same one. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can bring them. I had this exact same shooter lane, or not shooter lane, trough in Swords of Fury. And I was dumb and was buffing and polishing the playfield, and because I had the apron off and I was like getting closer in here, and then I caught the edge of this wire and I pulled it up and bent the hell out of it and broke it. So it's actually a special bend wire, because all this is it's underneath it. It goes to like a micro switch, and so I had to get some wire out and bend a new freaking wire and put it in there, and it was like a whole big thing. So lesson learned, like tape it off, push them down. You're not going to remove this thing, get them out of the way. Same thing with the rollovers on these lanes. It is possible to buff over them, but you run the risk of catching it, pulling it up, bending it up. So just remove it, drop it below the playfield, and get it out of the way. All right, I need to grab some my tools real quick. Okay, so wire guides. One of the easiest methods that I've done for this is let me back up a bit. Easiest methods for this is you can take the end of your pliers, get under it with the handle, and you have a grippy, padded thing to pull it up, and you don't do any damage to the wire or your playfield. So I like that method. Sometimes you can't get in there. I know that there's some here that I'll probably need to just grab with the pliers and pull it up. Sometimes you can just grab onto them and pull them out. So if these are actually straight, I like that. Some playfields, they have like a splined end, which means they like smash it and it kind of gives it like little fins, and that can damage the playfield a bit when they come out. So just be aware of that. You might have to do some touch up around it. This one by the left flipper here has a little bend to it. Don't think it needs to, but anyway, just for note, sort of bent away from the left upper flipper. This is kind of cool. That's like solar target here. It's I think it was used. Was it Time Fantasy? Yeah. Time Fantasy was used a similar thing. It's got like a little ramp with some wires. I thought that was kind of cool. And then this stand-up target actually has another metal bracket like welded to it, and it becomes a structural piece for something above it. I don't know. I don't remember what's above it. Something that screws into this. That's a neat use of it. I feel like you could totally use that, like you know, as a ramp, or you know, it's just very creative way they use these wire. You can see it's just shorter on one end than the other. Like you could make it a steeper ramp for some sort of bash target or whatever. Pretty cool use. I like it. If you got a dead end shot, you know, maybe there's a bullseye target or something. Pretty cool. Alright, so this one, the ones down here, I think, is it mainly for like a guide? I'm really not sure why they do these wires here. I think it's something to do with like a guide for the drain. Maybe? I don't know. But a lot of older games have them. And honestly, you don't really need them in there that I know of. 'Cause they just shove them all the way down to the wood or the playfield. I don't know. Maybe Mark knows. Alright. Couldn't tell you. The game will play without them. Alright, that is done. Alright. So this micro switch here, this is for the, there's like a little doodle bug magnet thing here, and we'll roll over micro switch and get that out of the way. I need a bag. Be nice. You know what? Oh, it's got this little diode here too. Here's what I'm gonna do. A little diode for the switch. I feel like you didn't need to do this little tab. Could have just put the diode on the freaking switch here. I don't understand. Attack! Doodle bug magnet thing. Right. Actually, I just saw one for sale in Chicago this morning, and I'm contemplating getting it. But then I was like, it's probably another project. I don't need a doodle bug. I don't know. But honestly, there's a I think I'd rather have the 4-player. Doodlebug is a single player. So if I was gonna get it, like, there's Dipsy Doodle. That's the 4-player. And I think just for competitive pinball reasons, I guess, like, single players just aren't as nice. So all I'm doing with these screws, I'm just gonna tape them to their spots, and then they don't leave. They just stay right on here. Put them back in there. Little piece of tape. Keep it right where they belong. And I don't have to worry about it. Do that with switch stacks too. So when I drop the switch through, like I'll just put the screws back into the wood spot. Oh, I missed one. One wire here. There, that's all of them. Yeah. Yep, I'm gonna leave all the underside stuff attached. If I was gonna clear coat it, I'd probably take off the drop target mix. Just because you'd hit the tops of these drop targets. So yeah, I've clear coated several Playfields. But that's the advantage is if you live close by somebody that does Playfield restoration, you don't have to remove stuff from the bottom. Or if you do it yourself, you don't have to remove stuff. Like even your lamp sockets, like you just take a piece of tape, ball it up, and put it into the lamp socket. And that, you could always clean it out with a Dremel too if you got some clear in there. It's not the end of the world. So yeah, that's the nice thing about doing it yourself. Where was I? I got a couple of targets here. I will have to flip this though. Let me take this mech off. So, snips. Oh, you want to through this ramp? Alright, let me see what it takes to get this thing off. So, when I snip stuff from a coil, I always like to leave a little bit of the wire on there, and then you know where it goes. So, and it's not a bad idea. Take a little piece of tape. That way I know it goes to something. So I don't really need to tape it, but sort of a call out. That goes to this. That out of the way. And set this stuff over here for now. Another thing I was doing yesterday, I'm going to be hosting a small tournament next Saturday. It's just for my wife's work friends. So we went to Goodwill and got some stuff. Got some stuff to make trophies. So we just got some like plastic martini glasses, or I don't know what you call them, margarita glasses, and they happen to have like 3-tiered heights. I found, so you know, basically you flip the cup upside down, and you got first, second, and third, and then we just found like these little plastic, I don't know, McDonald's characters or something, is like, you know, they were already on this little pedestal, and so I painted them like gold, silver, and bronze, and then we'll stick them on top of the cup, and then take like a little pinball or something, and as an added bonus, the little character, it's got like a button on the back of its head, and their arms kind of move. So like the first place guy, he's got an arm that moves like this, back and forth, and so I would put like the pinball underneath his hand, so it kind of looks like he's, I don't know, polishing it or something. It's just sort of a goofy. My wife likes to get into events and stuff, so she likes, you know what, maybe I will flip this. What else do I got? Let me flip it. Flip. Yeah, I haven't made the, Mark's got like a, what do you call it, a frame that would be nice for this. I did buy the stuff, but I need to make it. Alright, here we go. Doesn't that look fun? There's a lot of stuff. Alright. Now I gotta find my switch. Switch. Okay. So this stand-up switch needs to go, pull this in. He's out of the way. And then I got, oh, for sure, attack. You know, I have a rotisserie somewhere. It's just made out of pipes. It's not the greatest. Just because the swivel is like, the swivels are independent, and I don't know. One, I have to go find it, and two, it takes more to set it up. I was just saying, like, Mark's Basement Arcade gave me like plans for making a frame, and it would work a little bit nicer. It still uses the sawhorses and stuff, but yeah, eventually I think I'd like to get one, but it's okay. I've done it a few times without using a rotisserie. You don't necessarily need one. They're just kind of nice to have. I populated that whole Stargazer playfield without one. And honestly, like, there's mechs that if I need to, I can set this on a table and like set it sideways, and I can see everything. But slingshot switches need to come out. Again, I always put the screws back into the Playfield. That way I know exactly where they go. I don't need to guess. I think also, you know, when you're working on a Playfield, you kind of get, I always just get to a point where I need to flip it, or, you know, so I'm not just going back and forth all the time. Like, you know, there's a bunch of things that I need to take off the bottom. So, where's that other stand up? It was right here. This is that weird structural one. Looks like it's got a metal plate to it too, for some reason. Let me show you quick. Yeah, right here. There's like a, for some reason there's a little metal plate. Back you up some. I don't know. Little extra support. I doesn't seem necessary. Or maybe, no, let me check. The only reason I would think is the depth of the Playfield screws, but that's not the case. I think there's still a ½ inch. I don't know. Some engineer somewhere thought it'd be a good idea, so they did it. Alright, so you can see that they like tack welded this extra bracket on top of this backing, and now it's like something that you can screw to. That's a unique way of using this stand-up target. See? Why? What is this for? It's just a spacer. Oh. Well, okay. That's what it is. It's just a freaking spacer. Because maybe whatever they have attached to there has a certain height. And so the spacer would move this down more. So that was like an afterthought. They probably tack welded this thing not to the right height, and like, oh crap, we gotta put this in there, otherwise the target's not at the right position. And that was an oh crap thing. That's what they did. I've seen that a few times now. Oh crap, we gotta do this. Fix it, make it work. Yes, it's a place for a target topper. Well, like my Alien has like LEDs in the stand-up targets, which I don't think were the case for the early ones or the highway ones. I don't think they lit up. And I mean, it adds bling to your stand-up targets, but you know what's really dumb is they put them in there, but and there's a spot to plug them in, but they didn't light them all up. So that was very frustrating to me. Why put lit stand-up targets in there if you don't light them up? I don't get it. But it does make the stand-up target more interesting, at least. I think that's what people say is, well, they're just not as satisfying to hit compared to a drop target or something. So, but I do like that one that I just took out. That was that sort of ramp-like thing, going up to that stand-up target using those wires, and I feel like that could be used if you say you had like a small space where it was like a dead end shot. It'd be kind of cool to have a little ramp up to that shot. Just collecting ideas, you know, that's what a lot of designers take inspiration from older games. Yeah. Look at, like, you know, even the stuff that Keith Elwin did. I was playing Iron Maiden last night. There's a shot where you like arc. You do the skill shot and you arc over to the outlane drain, and like, oh yeah, Congo did that. I wonder if there was another game that also did it. So that happens all the time. Steal some ideas, inspiration for different ideas. There was also something I think he did with rotating like multiplier on a spinner. That was done in Alien Star. So you hit the spinner and it moves like 2, 3, 5x or whatever on Alien Star. So I wonder if they'll ever bring back the doodle bug. It's just probably not, because magnets are expensive. I mean, if all it's going to do is twitch a ball back and forth, I think it would make sense that the ball is a playable ball. Like in this and in Doodlebug and what's the other one? Fireball 2. In those games, it's just a captive ball. It just moves back and forth. Wasn't there one in Street Fighter 2? No, that was a bash toy thing. But yeah, it's just a captive ball. It takes up space, and you don't physically play with that ball. You almost need to have, you know what you could do? Where is that, the doodle thing? I think it's over here. What you could do is when you shoot it into, you could have a down post where you could physically shoot it in there, and then there'd be a target, right? And then the down post would go down, and it would allow you to shoot in there, like for a hurry up shot or something, right? You'd go in, it'd come up, and then it would do the doodle bug thing. Bang, 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 hit the target, and then it come back down and then shoot it back out. There you go. Now you can play with the doodlebug shot. Get these out of the way. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was like, I'm just saying, like, if you did a down post instead, because there's like a, what was it? There's a target that would hit the ball and then it would bounce it back and forth. But I'm just saying, like, what if the ball was like it was still a ball in play, a playable thing. So anyway, all right, I need to look underneath here and see what all I need to do. I still have some slingshot switches. Yakking too much. I can move faster than this. This switch here has a electrolytic capacitor on it and a resistor. Because I think Williams did, they are not, what is it? I'll have to look at these switches. They might be high-powered switches. And therefore, these are kind of like the contacts of anti-stroke switches. They're like thicker. Let me look here. Let's pull these out. No, not really. But yeah, you have a 16 volt something. 22 UF 16 volt. And then a resistor there. And on this one, yeah, we did the same. Huh. That's interesting. Must have something to do with the sensitivity, because I know on Williams driver boards there is a modification that you have to do for like basically for switches in the whole game on the driver board. If you go to Dave's Arcade and you look up Williams 3 through 7 board bulletproofing video, I go through all of that. And there's a spot in there where I take out resistors on the solenoid driver board, and I replace it with jumpers or 0 ohm resistors. And the point of that was to make switches more sensitive. And since this is a Williams System 7, it would have already had that done on that board. But I bet the reason that these capacitors are on there and this resistor here is to put that, to dull that sensitivity. So basically, it's going to ignore switch chatter on this. I bet you anything that's what that's doing. Attack. You could also do a rhythm game type of doodlebug shot where you could Twilight Zone the magnet. Oh, that's a cool idea. Okay. So maybe it's something like a Simon Says type of thing where you hit the flipper buttons and you got to do it in the right sequence, and then you see the ball move kind of thing. That's cool. I think Circus Voltaire had something like that. missing. I can work around these slingshot kickers, so I'm not gonna take those out. I do need to get the flipper bats off though. Might as well work on that. And I got, Mark's got all new plungers and links and stuff. That's all going to get replaced. You can kind of see on these, like, I'll show you quick. On these flipper mechs, a little closer. Alright. So on these flipper mechs, see how this pawl is just clamped all the way down? That's not good. Because see what it did is like it bends this bolt that goes through there. So it's kind of going to be like a U shape. And there is no room to tighten this again. So once I take this out, like this is like kind of bent and already, you know, you're not going to be able to use it very well. So it's best to just replace it, because you're going to get this new pawl. It's going to not be all compressed. The last person just tightened the crap out of it. And so I'm going to have to get this out, I have to swivel it from the other side and pull the bat out. There we go. I have fixed them before, but what you have to do is take this, you gotta take this plunger out, and you gotta take out this Allen head and this nut here. You have to like pry it open and hammer it closed, and but you might as well just get a whole new thing. They're not that expensive. So oh yeah, and while I'm on the subject, so this flipper mech again, this is an older style one, and the freaking coil stop is built into the bracket. So the only way that you can put a new coil stop in here is you got to get a whole new bracket. Isn't that stupid? Like, I feel like you could probably just switch over to a newer style. You know, it was the 80s, and you know, maybe these games are disposable. Rather than having a, you know, a whole nother part, that's probably what it was. Why should we have a whole nother part? Let's just build it into the same bracket, and then you don't have to do that. This coil stop will never wear out. It'll be fine, says the engineer. Yes, the 80s are listening. Well, you know, it's funny because, like, you know, there's several games, you know, they had a separate coil stop for forever, you know. I guarantee that's what they were thinking. They, like, oh, we'll save $2 on this thing. They didn't even make that many solar fires, but they did use that same thing in several games. I tell you. You know why? Because they don't listen to their freaking service manager. That's what it is. Maybe they didn't even have one. The people designing them aren't the people that are wrenching on the games. That's true in like every industry. I've worked with, on several projects where the people making the product aren't necessarily the people that have to use it every day. And that's why it's so important to get that feedback. Like, what do you want to see? What would make this easier for you? I doubt those conversations are happening. Because that same story keeps happening. Over and over and over again. And Attack, there's still some people from the 80s kicking around. Making decisions in pinball. Jim Patla is the one that hired me for American. He's still around, but he's not at American anymore. I think he's at Jersey Jack still, or I don't know. He might be. Or maybe he's done. I don't know. He kind of came out of retirement for a little bit. He might have went back in. Who knows? Thank you for selling my company's software for me. Oh, well, that's cool. You have a customer feedback software? I feel like I'm the software. I just report things to like quality control and production and try to make changes, improvements, adjustments, stuff like that. I totally forgot about my coffee. Alright. Did I get everything? Got the bats. Alright. So, there are some GI lights on the top side of the upper playfield, but I think I'm going to leave those, but I can loosen them or detach. Oh wait, Mark wanted this thing. How can I get this out of there? I can take it out real quick. Attack, I wonder if your software, is it like so people can call in or like email their complaints and things? So it's essentially like on every product. I remember this working for consumer products like food company and stuff. they're like everything that you buy at the store has like an 800 number or website. You can, when you call that 800 number, it's somebody's job to pick up the phone and log in people's complaints, comments, whatever. And if you didn't know this, a lot of times they give you coupons when you call. So even if you just call for a comment, they might give you a coupon. Anyway, they have to log that stuff in. So maybe if your software is like that, it kind of takes the place of someone having to answer the phone. That's kind of what it sounded like. Yep, either you can capture it on their behalf, or customer can say what they want on a web form. See how often it comes up. Oh, yeah, so exactly. So I could see that being super valuable, because then it picks out like keywords of, or it looks for the trends. Like, if you're a bigger company and you got, 100 people called in and they said, I give the example of peanut butter because that's what I worked on. My peanut butter is grainy or something, and it's like the texture isn't right or something. People complain about that, and that's what they use to justify changes, or like, do we really need to make a change? Is it like 2 people complaining about this, or 2,000 people complaining about this? So, and I mean, I've had that even in pinball, like, I know, because and it's not like I get tons and tons of calls, but sometimes there are people that they want to nitpick about things. Like, they want it to be perfect. And I don't disagree with that. You should, you want the game to be nice. But they start looking at stuff under a microscope. You got to realize, like, every game is put together by hand. It might be different people on the line that day or whatever. And so there's always going to be slight differences between games. And you start looking at, like, for example, like the orange peel of the side rails or something like that, or the, difference in things like that. You have your production run of the people coding your parts, and there's variation in everything. Then you have to say, well, is this just a nitpicky thing, like one person complaining about it, or are we talking several people? And then you look at those trends and decide if it's something you need to take action on or not. Oh, okay. So you use AI to show themes, sentiment, etc. It's a balance. You want perfect and scrutiny. Okay. Yes. But yes, absolutely attack. I think you hit the nail on the head there. You want it to be perfect as it can be, within reason. That's a good. You said it better than I did, but Yeah. And I guess an even simpler way is you just, the reality is you're just not going to please everybody. It's, you know, I feel, and I've talked to several people, that there are lots of new people getting into the pinball hobby that they don't know what they don't know. They have certain expectations of what it's supposed to be, what their experience is supposed to be, the level of, like, they have no clue, especially, you know, getting their very first game, they don't know what they're getting into as far as, it's a maintenance intensive machine. You're gonna have to learn how to adjust switches. Like, I can't tell you how many times, like, I spent X amount of dollars. This is every time. I spent X amount of dollars. I should not have to do X. What, you know, or Y. Oh, yeah? Well, you might be in the wrong hobby then. Because this is typical. It's like, well, why do I have to adjust the switches? Well, they relax over time. It's like, well, why are they made like that? Sir, they've been made like that since the 60s. So, we need to just, you know, educate. You know, I think the people that have gotten into pinball, I mean, we all know that there's been a rush. And the people watching me, like, you've been in it for a long time. And it's, I mean, you already know what you're getting into. But I feel like, this is just my thoughts, I feel like some of the new people that have gotten into it and bought some new games, and just because they wanted something they wanted at-home entertainment during COVID, and so they bought up things that, you know, they could fill their house with. Well, eventually they're going to it's not going to be, they're going to realize that there's no, they don't have, like, tech people around every corner like you would a car dealership. And, you know, when they realize that they have to do the work themselves and make those adjustments and those fixes and things like that, they might just say, well, this is too much work. And, you know, they could exit, you know, just sell the stuff. So I think it's hot right now because of the at-home entertainment and that. But, you know, I think pinball is just, it's always inherently going to be a labor-intensive... Oh, I got one more switch. Do I really need to take the shooter lane switch out? I better. Just do it. Don't mangle it up. So, I don't know. Like, for example, my older brother, he bought his very first game. He bought a Hot Wheels, and I think it was mainly to, you know, support me and, you know, what I'm doing. So that was nice. And it is a good game. He has the one game, but honestly, I don't think he plays it unless I'm there. I mean, you know, maybe once in a while he'll play it, but that could be it. You know, people buy a game and they play it casually when people come over, and otherwise it just kind of sits there. Well, there are several games in my collection that are exactly like that. Like, I guess I'm no different. Some games, like, I never play them until we stream them. So, like, we streamed Elvira on Friday. I haven't played that game in probably, I don't know, 6, 8 months. But I can't get rid of it. I like it. Flip. Oh, I should have just left that off. No, it'll be okay. Okay, I know what to do. Got these saucers. What's going on with this saucer? Okay. I got one little pin here. I'll put with the other. It's up by this flipper. Probably not necessary, but I will put it with the other wire guides. Yeah. I'll make the jig. I got the stuff. It was just like three 8-foot 2x4s and then some fairing strips, and so there's only so much free time, Mark. I can't do it all the time. I get there. Only so much. I never thought, Mark, I would meet somebody that was more productive in pinball repair than me. And I think I met my match with you. Like, I do like working on this stuff, but I don't always have all the time to do it. But eventually I get it done. Come on, you son of a... Get out of there. Big glob of solder right here. Preventing my nut driver. Actually, I need to get these screws off here. Off there. Well, it's a good thing you have this video reference too, Mark. So. Oh yeah, for sure, Attack. They're still going to be yellowed. But yeah, I need to work the screwdriver faster and quit yakking. Alright, so these, they're just going to get out of the way, like, what can I do here? I think I'm just going to leave them, I don't know, what do you think, Mark? Do you want, I could snip them, get them completely out of the way, or I'll just leave them dangle and then I can clean around them. So you force yourself to make time. Yeah, for sure. Taping a cone. Just like bundle them up and tape them up. Well, you know what? I know what to do. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to snip it, and I'm going to tape on it on the wire, so then they're completely out of the way. So, for example, this is the tab, and then the base. Because they're both, I don't think, it doesn't really matter because it's AC, but I'm gonna take them off, and then that way they're out of the way. Because I know, you know what's gonna happen when I go and buff this thing. This is all gonna get wrapped up into the freaking buffer. So I'll do the same thing over here. This has got 2 wires. Where am I at here? Yeah, this has got 2 wires going on it. So I'll snip these, and then they can go through the hole. Then there's one other one in the corner, and that's just a single lamp socket. So there, that will completely get them out of my way. And you know what happened last time? Well, no. So if you watched the stream where I was like kind of buffing on that Flight 2000 Playfield, there was a mishap where I caught the cord of this camera and yanked it completely out of the camera, and that was bad news. So I had to like take it apart. Is this gonna go through? Oh, look at that! There we go. I had to completely take apart the camera and reattach the wires, and I'm killing you. It'll be okay. It's not that bad. It'll be okay. It's just, you know, four soldering bits here. It'll be okay. Two there. Okay. Take this out. Go from the underside here. Tape, tape, tape. Yeah, it doesn't matter which tab or base. It's not going to matter. It's all AC power. It will be okay. Snip, snip, snip. What was that second one I did? The base? Yeah, this is base. I'm right on it. The brown recluse. What's up? Those look like Cylon ships. Yes. Yeah. From Battlestar. Yeah, I think that's what they were going for. The back glass has them too. And think, you know, at the time, space was popular. Another flasher bulb here. Oh, sorry, let me do that. There we go. Bulb. Get these out of the way. Here is the tab. I don't think it's going to matter because it's AC. Don't matter. Stick. And the base. Snip. I think I'll be able to get in there. I might still have to drop these slingshot kickers. We'll see. Alright, that is out of the way. Now we're cooking. So that side apron I dropped off at my printer, it's going to scan it, remove the signature, and make a vinyl sticker to go over the replacement apron. Okay. You know, another thing you could ask them about is a water slide decal. Maybe that's what you're talking about. Because then it'll go on like a clear, where do I have one of those? But you can print those on like a regular printer. You could scan it and print it. I've done that before. So all right, on to the cleaning portion of the stream. So I'm just gonna bring my bucket of rags out. All right. So it's still like quite dirty. Make sure I'm focused up here. Get you back a little bit. Are we focused okay? Can you see all the words? Oh, are you doing like a... Oh, for the whole apron. Not just for the signature. Is that what you're doing? Oh, here's another bulb I missed. Flasher bulb. That's cool. Ugh. Filthy. Just filthy. Ugh. This thing. definitely needed some love. This actually came from like an estate sale reseller, warehouse, something. So oh, cool. Yeah. Jag Daniels, Mark and Dave. You have all. Ah. What is your all-time favorite machines? What is your all-time favorite? So this is actually crud cutter. It's a little bit more aggressive. Let me grab the bottle here. I like this stuff. Depends on the time of the day. Oh, so your all-time favorite is Circus Voltaire. I had that at one time. I sold it because it was so for reference, Mark, the Doodlebug shot. There's like a post here, and so I think what I'm gonna do. This had the toothpick fix. So what I'm gonna do is I will fill this hole with epoxy, and then I'll drill it to the correct diameter, so that way you don't have to do the toothpick fix again. Anyway, but yeah, I had a Circus Voltaire for a while. I sold it just because it was a lot of money, and I was kind of I wanted to get rid of games that were just really high value and focus more on quantity versus quality, I guess. But anyway, cleaner I'm using right now is called Crud Cutter. You can get this in a pre-mixed spray bottle, but this is the bigger one, concentrated one that you can just mix yourself. And so I just use this. It gets at least gets some of the big crap off of the Playfield. Not gonna go super crazy. Just get the soot and crap off of here. Well, I'll probably. I should probably. You know what you should do? Could you like download it and then put it on your YouTube for like the series of this, or however you want to do that. Might have to like trim it down so you don't have to hear me yakking so much. Like, I don't know. Watch it all in real time. Just get the important parts. So another alternative to this is like, you could use a simple green or something. That's a good go-to. We have to mix up a little more of this. And then the magic eraser is going to get the rest of this like stained on stuff. That will be a different method. Okay. Yes, crud cutter. I've used that on cabinets as well. It works good for that. Oh yeah, for sure. So on the beginning of this stream, Jack Daniels, I showed the sort of the results from the clear coat yesterday. So if you watch the beginning there, it looks pretty nice. Unscrew the top playfield because the ball lane is filthy underneath. Yeah, so you got a screw here, and then I need to take this off. But I think what I'll do is I'll clean it first, and then because it's really just this spot, and then the rest of it I can get to. So I think just so it's stable right now, I'll leave it. Because you also have the drop mech attached to it, so I'll just wait till the end. There's something dripped on it right here. What the heck is this? Glue or something gross? Got it. There's what? 4 drop banks on this thing? This is a Barry Ausler game. He did what was it? He did Jungle Lord too, I think. This and Jungle Lord, and there's four Upper Playfield Williams games. There's Black Knight, Jungle Lord, Pharaoh, and Solar Fire. I had owned a Pharaoh for quite a long time, a while back, and I played the crap out of it. I enjoyed it, but then decided to move it on, just because I think I explored everything there was to explore. So, but then, after a while, you're like, be nice to still have that game. Whatever. Guess can't keep them all. Alright. Grand Lizard. Wait. Hang on. So the scoop in the corner is very nasty. Oh, this one here? Yeah. So I mean, I'll like this scoop here, and like It's got some edge wear and stuff that'll probably seal up. So I need to. I'll see how good I can get in there. I think I can get all that stuff. So really, it's just underneath this shooter lane. Clean that all up. And Grand Lizard. Was that a Barry Ousler game? So this, I guess, this is the upper Playfield version of Grand Lizard. And, because yeah, Grand Lizard, it kind of looks like, if you look at it from the top side, it looks like it has an upper Playfield, but it doesn't. There's like 2 sections. So, kind of like Valley Medusa. It's got the lower part and then the upper part. So that's a pretty cool game too. I think Small Town Pinball streams on Twitch. He's got one. Or at least he had one? I don't know. I think he still has it. Alright, I'm calling that good for the crud cutter. That's enough. Alright, onward to some Magic Eraser. Actually, I'm going to need that crud cutter still, but let me get this eraser. So you notice how I didn't hose the playfield because the crud cutter is water based. It's not a good idea to have like standing water on your playfield. So you can get the name brand Magic Eraser, Mr. Clean, but like Walmart has a generic one that works just fine too. So then I need alcohol, 91%. You could also use naphtha. That works too. Oh right, the mylar by the slingshot. Yes. Good call, Mark. Okay. I need to remove this. Let me do that quick. Get it done. So there's mylar. There's also mylar on the Doodlebug. And is there another spot? Forget. I think that's it. I think I might remove the Doodlebug mylar too. And then I can put a new piece down. Then it's nice and shiny. my plastic razor blades? They're here somewhere. I have at least one somewhere. Come on. I hate when I can't find stuff right away. Oh, there's a bag. I need this. That's annoying. Oh, found it. All right, I got it. A little plastic razor blade. That's just to get it started, really. I put my hand by it so I know how hot it's getting. This one's already kind of lifted up on the edge. Let me get a pair of pliers. So you can also do a cold method too. The cold method leaves all the adhesive behind. This one at least takes some of it up. And I don't have a duster can or dry ice, so I'm not going to do that right now. So you just do I'm not even really pulling on this thing. Super light. I'm just holding it, really, coming up on its own. Done. It took off some little specks of paint here. Whatever. It did the same over here, so it's just need to touch it up. Actually, it took all the adhesive off. Look at that. Sweet. I have no goo removal. None. How about that? Dave Likey. Alright, Doodlebug. There we go. Doodlebug. This one has goo. There's no adhesive left on the plastic mylar. That's okay. Oh my god. Oh, for sure. So I think this must have been an add-on after the fact, like not from the factory. I bet you this was factory. So I think I might just save this piece so I can cut a new piece later. I'm not gonna put the slingshot one back, or at least there's already pre-cut ones for that. All right, little jar of flour. Don't need much. Just a little bit. Good enough. Alcohol. It's really just to soak in there. Make a mud, alcohol mud. There we go. This is your favorite, Mark? Favorite thing to do? Mylar removal? Especially when you have to do the entire freaking playfield. Isn't that fun? I had to do that before. What was the game? I don't remember. But yeah, taking the whole, like, System 11 games. Maybe it was Brad a Pinbot maybe, or High Speed, I don't know. Not fun. But a necessary evil. I feel like, another good alternative, if it's available. I was having this conversation the other day with a guy. So if you go through and do your touch-ups, like, an alternative to clear coating is a Playfield protector. And you have the cost of it, but it's essentially mylar without, well, it's not mylar, it's like PETG. But you have all your touch-ups underneath, and if you did want to get it cleared sometime down the road, like, you just take the Playfield protector off and have them clear it. All right. I think that's pretty well cleaned up. So the Jack Daniels, the 91% alcohol, I mean, it evaporates. So that's the point of using it. No, it does not affect the playfield. I've done it a bunch of times. So you get into trouble with like water-based cleaners. You know, if you're letting water sit on your playfield for an extended period of time, it soaks into the wood. You know, it can cause planking and stuff. So, all right, onward. Don't need this anymore. Oh, the 91% can affect clear. So Mark, I would question what the clear was. Likely, it was a it could have been a polyurethane, something like that caused it to have a problem. I used a brand new Solvent 50. I think it's used to remove stickers. Yeah, so Mark, I would question what the previous owner had put on there. Because I shopped out a Grand Prix and I did the same method and I didn't have any problems with it. So I think partly to do with what was on there. Did somebody coat it with a polyurethane? Could have had some problems to it. Need a clean rag. So I like with this is an abrasive, and I like to, it will leave like a white residue behind. So I like to follow behind it and wipe it up. Oh yeah, that little stain came out pretty quick. Now, if you haven't done this before, you don't want to sit there and scrub and scrub and scrub. You're gonna get. The goal is to just take out the crud and move on. Like, especially on older games, you could end up rubbing the art right off if you go too crazy with it. And just depends on like the layers of where the ink is, and you know, so do it sparingly, keep moving. You can always go back and give it a little bit more attention in whatever area, but I'm just going to do a first pass on this and work my way around, kind of do like in sections, you know. So, well, what'd you do? What'd you have to do to correct the Grant? What is it? Grand Prix. What'd you have to do to correct it? Let it dry out real good. It hardened back up. Oh, okay. Then you got a novice to it. Okay. Interesting. Alright. So in this, let me get in a little closer on this. Just to show you what I'm seeing. Solar and a fire here. Okay. Is that focused enough? Focused enough? Okay. So, can I get even closer? How close can I get? Okay. See these ball swirls? But also in here, if you look close, I think you can see the detail. This is also a gradient fill. Okay, so it goes from this aqua blue, and then you get all these dots of green, or yeah. So on one end it's solid, like this whole thing. So the way to think of it is this is all blue, and then you have these green dots that they're thick here and then they thin out as they go down. So to a Playfield restorer, this is a nightmare. Fix this. There we go. So so I have some ball swirl and stuff in here with ground in dirt. So I'm going to do the best I can, but I don't want to go so crazy on this that it starts taking off paint. So you just need to work slowly, get those ball swirls out best you can. Yeah, you can see that this mylar has some ball swirl underneath it. So that mylar was installed after the fact. After it was installed from the factory. So I think I'm not going to be able to get all of it out. I don't think I want to. Because it's just going to... I think it's going to be a little dangerous to do so. Because the last thing I want to do is have to repaint all this blue and then do like a fade effect and paint all these freaking letters. That would be a nightmare. I'm going to call that good. So this will get, I'll paint like these letters back, the key lines and stuff like that. So I just wanted to show a little detail there of basically what I'm going to have to do. Refocus. There we go. Let's see. Jack Daniels, yes, I'm using that, the 91% alcohol with the magic eraser. That's what I'm doing. I just kind of, as I put it on here, I just kind of see how much saturation there is by squishing the sponge. And I always use half. Like I don't need to, so that way I can just kind of focus on the single area. So back up a little bit more. Oh, Mark, yes. You need to get ready for your stream. Alright, I'll cut mine off after, I'll hurry up and get this cleaned up here. Focus. There we go. Alright. Clean up the... Just kind of work my way around. Each section here. Moving up right about here. You see that okay? There we go. I do want to do a little bit of polishing on this. Before I end the stream here. I want to leave you with just some magic eraser. Everybody wants to see the shiny. So the other reason I do it is I want to see the colors come back as best as they can be. And so when I'm touching up, you know, for example, if I'm doing a red or something, I want to be color matching that red as best as it can be. So this, I think I'm gonna, yeah, this is gonna be a touch-up job, and I'm gonna seal the touch-ups. Like, if you saw some of the work I did for Swords of Fury, I did a similar kind of thing where I touched up certain areas that had wear, and I just sealed that area, and then you know, so it's still original game, and the turnaround is a lot faster. So, all right, I'm gonna call that pretty good for this bottom playfield. I'll leave it on my TV while I'm gone so you get viewing. Oh, okay. Well, thanks. Jack Daniels, thanks for the bits. Where the heck are my alerts? I'll have to check on that. So I changed my username, and that's probably what screwed it up. So I need to go back into Streamlabs and fix it. But then again, when somebody I got a notification for a follow, so I don't know what the hell happened. It should be working. Yeah, Brown Recluse followed earlier, so I got that notification. I don't know. Freaking technology, I tell ya. Man, that is a pretty looking ship. That's gonna clean up nice. Yeah, I am grateful that the Playfield is actually considering it is pretty nice. I've seen some of these before that are just beat. So, I mean, you got two flippers up here in close proximity to these drop targets, so you get a lot of action on these inserts and wear and tear, so it's crazy how nice it held up. And honestly, it probably saved it so this game was not working when found, and that's definitely what saved it. Yeah. It's not playing, they can't beat it up. So I'm sure it sat in somebody's basement for years and years. That's why it was at an estate sale. And they didn't know how to fix it. So, bad for them, great news for me. Oh, I bet, Jack Daniels. It's hard to find cheap games anywhere. It seems like the only things that are coming up for sale that are in somewhat reasonable price range are like major projects. So, I don't know. It's crazy. Crazy times. That's what I was saying earlier. I feel like once people come out of their hiding holes from COVID and things kind of go back to a normal, there's less need for at-home entertainment. I feel like some of the games that got bought up and the people that didn't catch the pinball bug will probably exit. So you probably won't see those games come on the market until, I don't know, what, maybe 3 to 5 years from now, I would guess. So, We'll see. So in that respect, I'm happy that I got in when I did, and I'm grateful for the games that I do have. It just means that, you know, I just have to be a little bit more patient if I'm gonna find deals on stuff, and maybe those deals will just never come. I don't know. It's hard to say what's gonna happen. All right, I need to make some shiny stuff here. So let me. I'm done with the magic eraser, at least for now. Make with the shiny. That's what everybody wants to see, Dave. All right. So this I've used a few different ones. And I don't need to go crazy. It's twofold. So this you can find anywhere. This is McGuire's Diamond Cut Compound. So you can do that. I have this other stuff that I got off of Amazon. Seems to work pretty good. Where it's Chemical Guys V32. Basically, you want to get stuff that doesn't have wax in it for the compound. So I'm not ready to wax it yet. I just want to get the colors out of it. This bottle's almost gone, so I'll probably use this stuff here. So a bunch of noise. I'm going to use my drill and a polishing pad. Let me get a little nicer one. This one's chewed up. Alright, let me show you this. So, these will go in like order of so this is the most abrasive. It's orange. You can buy these up. These are like 3-inch pads. Let's see what else. So it goes by, let's see, this is the softest, and then I have, these are like in the middle. So it's just the density of the foam. You can also get, here's a wool pad. That's also nice for heat dispersion. Here's like a yarn pad. And then they also have, take one of these out. You can get, I think this is a 2-inch one, and here's an arbor for that. So for example, if you had a game, say you were shopping a game, you could chuck this in your drill, and you could get into pop bumpers, in between pop bumpers and stuff a little easier, or even like going through and getting like this lane here, maybe in tighter spots. So that could be something which I might end up using. We'll see. Anyway, so back to the pads. So lightest, so you could use this for like waxing and stuff like that. So it's not going to have much for abrasive. So you got the rubbing compound and the pad. Then you can move up in, actually I think it goes this way. So lightest to heaviest. And then I'd put these probably more in like the waxing. So this is like rubbing compound, and then this is like waxing. So the density. And these also have their place. So the wool pad is nice because it disperses heat better than a foam pad would. So you're going to get a lot more friction and heat generated from foam. So you'll see when I do the Flight 2000 Playfield clear coat, I'll use a wool pad and a bigger buffing wheel, because that you're gonna cut the scratches, or you're gonna buff out the scratches, but it's gonna dissipate the heat faster. So these two are good for that. Anyway, so I'm gonna see what. Hey, what's that? Shelock. Thanks for the follow. So I'm going to use I'm going to start with this. This is kind of my go-to. I like. It's between these two. I'm not waxing right now, so I'm not going to use the lighter pads. So let's see where we get. Maybe I don't need to go too aggressive. Maybe I'll go with the green one. We'll see. All right. Stick that on. This is 3-inch buffing pad. I'm pretty sure. You can get these on Amazon. If you go to my YouTube page and you go to top 10 tool lists, if you look in the notes, I have way more than 10. Just top 10 sounds nicer. But there's links to a lot of the tools that I use on Playfield restoration and just general tools. So those pads are in there too. Anyway, moving on. That's another thing that this wax claims is like heat buildup, and so like this stuff will work. You can kind of work it around, and it doesn't cake up and stuff. Like as you work with more waxes, like the McGuire's one that I showed earlier, it would tend to have like caking issues if you use too much. So anyway, let's see how loud. Yeah, I'm going to turn this down. I'm going to turn down the volume so you don't have to hear the drill going so much. But I'll turn it back up when I'm not making so much noise. All right, that should be a lot lower. Here we go. Oh yeah, it's getting a shine to it. You know what I'll do? Let me point this other camera at it. Yeah, okay. Let me do this. Move this down. Move this down. Little square there. I can also, I don't want to get too close. There you go. See, it's starting to shine up some more. I need this to be far enough back that I'm not bumping the camera here. Let's do this. There we go. Come on, gooseneck. Get out of my way. Okay. Good, good, good. Yeah. Alright. Actually, I think I'm going to switch to this. Ouch. This is the more aggressive. Let's see how this looks. So just work in a small area. You don't need a whole lot. So in this one, I'm just going to work in the V area here. Oh, coming along. So, let me go in closer. Starting to get shiny. That's looking pretty good. Thanks, Jack Daniels. I'm going to work a little bit more on it, so I'll keep making some more noise. And then I'll turn up my mic and talk about it some more. Still focused? All right. Let me do this upper section. And please let me know if the sound is too loud. Okay, good. Thank you. Appreciate it. What time is it? Oh, I gotta hurry up. So, I'll finish this bottom playfield, and then I think I'll save any touch-ups and things for the next stream, because I think a lot of people. Well, stop talking. More buffing. Oh, thanks, Attack. Appreciate it. Get that. Ouch. Let me go up to the upper play field. Get that done quick. And then once I get that done, I'll yak about it a bit more. All right. Boop. A little much. Change positions. turn this up. Can you hear me? Mic check. Alright, here we go. Turn this off. So I think on some of the edges I'm going to have to just go by hand. Just can't get in there as good. But that's okay. Yeah, that shined up real nice. I think I might go a little bit more here. Yep, just a little bit more. Sorry, I gotta turn it down again. One more spot. Mic check. Okay. A little bit more. Right there. Get this out of the way so you can see. All right. Turn this. Look at that. The shiny. All right. Let me turn this back up. Mic check. Right about there. All right. Let me back this up. Yeah. Okay. Get this out of the way. There we go. You can see most of it. The white around some of the inserts. So the white So I'll show that quick. Now, all the insert key lines are black, and I'll be touching those up. Let me. Where did that go? Let me grab my flashlight quick. All right. So, for example, let me see if I can shine this over here. Okay. So yeah, this is all, that's all black. Like, it's supposed to be black. So this is just insert wear, and they're actually flat on the Playfield. There's no cupping of the inserts. And you see from the back side, you see like, let me get in closer. Okay. Is that focused enough? Alright. So the back side, shine my light in here. And this is probably what I'll do when I paint too. Let me get that in better. Kind of see the outline here. And so I need to repaint that key line. See how I can see like the inside edge and the outside edge. And I need to get that all the way around. And it takes a lot of practice and time to get that right. And I need to do that on all of these. So that's bare wood there. And then here on the 2 and 3X, that is going to be a little bit of a pain. So it's black, but then I also have some blue here. So thank God I don't have too much where, like right here is some gradient fill. So I was talking about that earlier. This whole section is blue, and then you have, so that's the base color, and then you have this green that goes across it. So that, I think I'll just touch it up where it is and do the best I can. So that way. All right. So I think I have it pretty well cleaned up where I want it to be. You know, if someone was just doing a shop job, this would be the end of it. But can you see me? This isn't the end of it for me. I'm doing what I call a shop job plus, so plus touch-ups. And so I'm going to be going through and doing all of the wear spots, key lines for the inserts. I got a bunch of small wear spots with the mylar that was removed. And so I'll show you how to do that and seal it up. And I'm not planning on clear coating this Playfield. So this is something that anybody can do with craft paints that you can get at your local craft store. And I've done this several times. It looks really nice. And you know, all you have to invest in is some bottles of paint and some paint brushes. And so anyway, what was I going to do here? I need to toss you over to Mark. Mark is working on a star pool, I think. So let me do that. He's starting pretty quick. But attack. Yeah, I think the Playfield touch-ups it's just, that's something that, like color matching, it took me a long time to learn that stuff and get it right. So I'm going to show you all the steps of how I match a color and just go through some of the techniques that I have for touching up the playfield, so it looks nice. And I would suggest getting a wall hanger playfield to practice on. But once you try it, I think I'm not even an artist I wouldn't even consider myself that. You just need a steady hand and you need to practice at it, and eventually you get pretty good at it. So anyway,